Now listen, I saw this testing my speech jammer in public. Now, what do you think this could be? The algorithms finding us the craziest things in the world. Is there such a thing as a speech jammer? Is it like a laser ray of some sorts? Okay. All right. All right. Is this for real?
In this video, I'm going to be showing you a sonic weapon that I created that prevents people from speaking coherently.
I think it was June or...
Elections, damn it, that's hard.
Are you where...
It's like an invisible audio laser, and if I point it at your head, you will hear it, and if I point it just 1 foot away from your head, you will hear nothing. And it literally prevents the vast majority of people from speaking well. It makes you stutter, jumble up words, speak slowly, or just outright stop speaking entirely.
And I'm muted. I said, well, you don't have to do that because I do that on the regular without one of these things when I stream.
First concept of this I tried out back in 2004, and since then I've had a lot of different devices that I've tried out on a lot of different people inside my home. But the real test was taking it to a public, loud, distracting environment and try to not only stop people from communicating their thoughts, but stop them from being able to read out loud. So last weekend in a busy Hyatt hotel lobby, I offered people $100 if they could simply read the intro paragraph from this book out loud to me.
Wait, you can't even read when this thing is on your brain? You can't even read when somebody points it at your head? Are you kidding me? Is that what it actually sounds like? Does it sound like a scrambling device? Did you hear that thing? It was like...
But first, I had a really big problem to solve. The devices I'm using are not portable, sleek, or in any way discreet. I'm using hypersonic sound arrays, which already look kind of weird, but they also use a lot of power. Just for the effect to be noticeable, we need about 4 amps at 48 volts, which is already more than what the average household refrigerator uses, so I needed a really large battery bank. So if I just brought all of this to a restaurant or a park or something and set it all up and started pointing it at people, I would be escorted out immediately, if not arrested or murdered. But I did find one place where I would blend in perfectly: the hotel lobby of KnobCon in Arlington Heights, Illinois. KnobCon is a yearly event that seems to cater to the farthest and darkest corner of music production, from DIY modular synthesizers to experimental sound-making devices. It's like NAMM crossed with a 2-day electronics course crossed with Comic-Con. So on a Saturday night at KnobCon, the public hotel lobby and bar area...
Also, I just have to say, maybe another name. I mean, like KnobCon? Really? KnobCon. Is that... I don't know. I don't know what to think about the naming of such a con.
Area is already completely filled with insane looking sound making devices, so I fit right in. Okay, so how does this technologically work? If you don't care about this incredibly mind-blowing phenomenon, suit yourself and go ahead and skip ahead to the next chapter. Otherwise, first, hypersonic sound, which is what a lot of people and patents call it. I like to call it a sound laser. If I point a sound laser over here, you likely won't hear anything. If a surface is very reflective over there, you may actually hear some of that sound reflecting off of that surface as if it were a speaker over there. Now, if I played an airplane sound through my sound laser and moved it like this, it would bounce off the ceiling, and it would literally sound like an airplane was flying overhead across the room. If I point it directly at you, you will hear sound from what seems like the inside of your head. Why? So there's this acoustic phenomenon called Tartini tones, where 2 high-pitched frequencies can make the psychoacoustic effect.
Tartini tones? God damn, Tartini tones, man. Great name for a band, Tartini tones. It's like Deftones' like Italian cousin. Sorry. They play with an accordion. It's like hardcore with accordion. Mad Style, you feeling that, bro? You feeling that, dude? I know somebody got that out there.
Of a single lower tone. which you will think that you're hearing. Adam Neely made an excellent video on this years ago with some demonstrations. There's a link in the description. An easy way to visualize how this works would be taking a high-pitched sound wave and then putting another high-pitched sound wave of a slightly different frequency over it, and when combined, a newer, lower-pitched sound can be formed. Tartini tones are typically or classically demonstrated with high-pitched instruments, but here we're going to be going way out of the range of human hearing, from about 40,000 hertz all the way to 150,000 hertz, and a large honeycomb array of small speakers will be transmitting these high frequencies to my volunteers' heads, which will then demodulate them. So right now, as long as you're watching this video and are anywhere near civilization, you are inside a symphony of sound or pressure waves that are outside of your range of hearing. And this is actually not that different from the inaudible carrier frequencies of an AM or FM radio station. My test subjects' heads will literally be the receivers. But
they're gonna implode. Wouldn't it be, I know this is twisted, but like I have this imagination going on, this little narrative in my head where this guy starts pointing this thing at like people, and like people are just like randomly walking past, and it's like boom, boom. Like he's just like, yeah, hey everybody at NobCon, and it's just like everybody's decimated, all the heads are blown off, like just blood everywhere you look, and then he's like, and that is my speech jammer. Check it out.
How does that prevent them from speaking? Now, the other half of this weapon will require exploiting a phenomenon called delayed auditory feedback, which is simply jamming the brain by playing a delayed sample of an individual's speech and shooting the signal back at them. If you've ever been Skyping or FaceTiming or in a Zoom call with somebody and you hear your own voice coming back to you and it makes it hard for you to concentrate and speak, it's like that, but on crack. Certain latencies or delays between the time you hear your voice coming back affects different people differently. An extremely fast and fluent speaker will start choking on their words when they hear a longer latency or delay. And people less comfortable or fluent with speaking will struggle the most.
Yeah. We need the demo. We need the demo. You're right. We need it. We need the demo. Okay, here we go. Okay, now, here's the thing. I want to try this. I want this dude to point it at my head. Now look at this. Now you understand this dome, which is perfectly oiled, by the way, with my own natural oils that I'm going to bottle up and sell, by the way, because you know, like the sheen and the shine from this dome, if you will, we're going to bottle it up. We're going to sell it as an oil. Estee Lauder contacted me. I will be selling the rights to my own oil secretions. We're trying to figure out a name for the oil. If you guys can help us out naming this beautiful, and it'll help you give you this shine. And I think that my head would be impervious. I think if this guy pointed this thing directly at my head would be like, what? Yep, DG head. Wait, that didn't sound right. DG head.
Had absolutely no idea what was going on, and I suppose a few of them still don't. But the challenge is easy enough. The first person who can read a relatively simple paragraph from this book gets $100 cash. It's time. Let's do it. If you could read the paragraph with the terminology without making a mistake, you will get $100.
Instead of focusing on creative music making tip, do I stop?
Dude, this makes people stupid too. This is a stupid ray. Like this is powerful. Can you imagine packing one of these things? Like if you could kind of miniaturize this shit and put it in your wrists like Spider-Man, you just shoot it out at people. You know, like it would come in so handy, especially like if I was around my Uncle Rick. Oh my God, my Uncle Rick, he just goes on and on. It's the worst thing. You just, bah, bah, take that, Uncle Rick. Take that, Uncle Rick. I'm listening to anything you have to say, Uncle Rick.
No. Yeah, you're done. Sorry, man.
Conversations with the original designers of these synths and engineers and product managers who worked with them.
Uncle Rick is crazy.
When they were in production. Original source material.
Sorry, I gotta call it. Thank you.
Of course. It's so disorienting because I can't tell if I'm saying the thing. Yeah.
So instead of focusing on creative music making tips, as we do in most of our other titles, this book is dedicated to this.
She was trying. She gave it a valiant effort. Yeah,
you did good. You did good. You're holding this book in your hands because of many people's passion for vintage synthesizers. With this book, I wanted to...
What was he about to say? With this book, I thee wed?
All you have to do is push this select button to send my voice to you. I wanted to honor and celebrate the creations of synth makers to show vintage synthesizers.
I was like, no, I'm doing it right away.
Let's try some faces that are hopefully familiar to you. If they're not, you should definitely subscribe to their channels, but they happen to be really good at reading scripts.
You know what I would really like to see is like some type of like ray or sound equipment that he has that affects like, you know, certain parts of the body in a way, you know, sound waves that massage.